You know, every cool piece of tech we get our hands on comes with a rule book, right? An instruction manual. It's usually the first thing we see, and let's be honest, the first thing we toss aside. But today, we're actually going to read one for a really special instrument. And we're going to find out that sometimes those boring instructions, they're just the start of a much, much bigger story. All right, so picture this. You've just unboxed a brand new piece of gear. Maybe it's a synth, a digital piano, whatever. And there it is, the manual. It's this dense little booklet just packed with warnings, regulations, and diagrams that feel less like an invitation to make music and more like you're signing some kind of legal document.
And it's always the same old story, isn't it? Just a long list of don'ts. Don't disassemble. Don't drop it. Don't you dare put your coffee mug on it. It's like they build these walls around the thing, these cold, impersonal rules that are just there to protect the machine from you and, well, you from the machine.
But what if we just looked past all that for a second? What if that rulebook isn't the whole story at all? What if it's just like chapter 1? That's the big question we're diving into today. We're going to peel back the layers of this manual and see what's really hiding underneath.
Okay, first things first, let's tackle that top layer, the rules of play. You know, this is all the stuff that has to be there. It's that universal language of lawyers and safety warnings that you get with pretty much any electronic gadget.
So, you flip a page, and on one side, you've got FCC regulations for the US, talking all about Class B digital devices and harmful interference, whatever that means. Then on the other, you've got these symbols and text in like a dozen languages telling you how to throw it away properly in the EU. It's just so dense, so technical, and totally, completely impersonal.
And then you find little gems like this, ripped straight from the safety section. The tone is just so dry. It's cautious. It's purely functional. It's the voice of a legal team, not a musician, right? This is the instrument treated as just a product, just another piece of hardware that has to follow the rules.
But then something interesting happens. You get past those first few pages of warnings, and the whole vibe just shifts. The manual stops telling you what you can't do, and it starts showing you all the incredible things you can. And suddenly, you realize this isn't just a product anymore. It's a real instrument.
You start seeing things like this. Whoa, this isn't just a digital piano. It has a whole suite of different organ sounds. Classic, symphonic, romantic. Each one is from a totally different time and place in music history. It's like the manual is giving you a little wink, hinting that there's some serious history packed inside this thing.
And get this, it goes even deeper than just the sounds. The instrument doesn't just use the standard tuning we're all used to. Nope, it offers all these historical tunings like Pythagorean and Werkmeister. I mean, that's a level of respect for music history that you would just never expect to find buried in a user guide. It's wild.
And then you stumble upon this little detail. The orchestral sounds aren't just flat, lifeless samples. They're velocity sensitive. That means the sound, the whole timbre, changes depending on how hard or soft you play the keys. Now we're talking. This hints at a level of expression and detail that's way beyond just a boring list of features. This is about feel. It's about nuance. So okay, we've seen what this thing can do, which is pretty amazing. But the real question is, how? How in the world does one machine manage to replicate not just the sounds, but the actual feeling of centuries of music? Well, the answer is buried deep in its core technology.
Check out this quote from Andrea Salon. He's one of the DSP software engineers who actually built the sound engine. And what he says here, it really gets to the heart of it all. The whole idea isn't to just play back a recording of a note. It's about building the sound from all its little pieces, just like a real instrument does.
And that whole philosophy, it's called T2L, which stands for True to Life. So instead of thinking of a piano note as just one big chunk of sound, the T2L engine basically dissects it. You've got the sound of the hammer hitting the string, the little mechanical noise when you let go of the key, the way other strings buzz along in sympathy. Every single one of those is its own separate thing that the engine controls. And here's how that actually works. A single note gets broken down into these core parts: the mechanical touch, the hammer strike, and those sympathetic vibrations. The T2L engine is juggling all these pieces, live in real time, to create a sound that isn't just a recording. It's alive. It's responsive to how you play. Okay, the tech is obviously super impressive, for sure. But believe it or not, that's still not the whole story. To really, truly get what this instrument is about, we have to peel back one last layer. And this one has nothing to do with regulations or software code. This one's about people.
And it all starts with just 2 words: made in Italy. That little detail, it points to a deep heritage of craftsmanship, of art, of passion. This tells you it's not some anonymous product churned out of a massive, faceless factory. This thing has a home, and it has a founder. This is Luigi Prati. So the story goes that when the European division of a huge Japanese instrument company shut its doors, he didn't see it as an ending. He saw it as a beginning, an opportunity. So he got a team together, the best engineers, the best musicians, basically his colleagues and his friends, and they kicked off a whole new adventure right there in his own studio. And what a team it was. Get this, when you add up all the years of experience from everyone Prati gathered, you get this number: 400 years. That's 4 centuries of combined knowledge in designing, building, and playing musical instruments, all poured into this one new project. Absolutely incredible. Which brings us all the way back to the beginning, doesn't it? We started with a boring old manual, just a book of impersonal rules. But by digging a little deeper, by reading between the lines, we found art, we found incredible technology, and finally, we found a group of people united by a shared passion. So it really just leaves us with one final thought, one last question. What happens when an instrument isn't just born from code and circuits, but from centuries of collective experience and a dream that just wouldn't die? What do you get? Well, maybe you get something with a soul.